Langston Hughes brownstone, which he lived in when he was alive. It has been turned into a non-profit art collective, and I thought it would be an amazing place to take our pictures since this is a Harlem Renaissance wedding.
We are going to the Langston Hughes house. We got our Harlem Renaissance theme for our wedding, so we figured a great place to kind of play homage to those who made it better for us is to celebrate theirs. So we're gonna take a couple photos, spend some time with our family members and some of our wedding party. Our best friends have come from all over the place, and So we are here at the Langston Hughes house where we're going to take some wedding photos. I'm here with some of my groomsmen. We have Randy over here, the best man. We have John over here. We got Trav over here. Come out there. You want to make sure you got him in the shot. We got my man Big O over here. I don't need to tell you about him. He's kind of well known. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun and pay homage to Langston Hughes and have a good time.
just so happens that I'm at the diversity event and Mia Hamm is at that event. It just so happens that at that event, Jason Clarke happens to be at that event. It just so happens, she asked me, who is that? It just so happens I said, that's Jason Clarke. He's one of the attorneys that works and he's going to be a great lawyer. Just so happens that she asked me to introduce you to her. It just so happens that we're here today. Yeah.
Says, quote, "The husband is like the pillar of a house, the wife the beam. The husband is like the legs, while the wife is the body. The husband is like the wings, while the wife is like the body of the bird. If the wings and body are separated, how can the bird fly?"
Jason Clarke, this world and my world are infinitely better with you in it. For example, before we first met on a cold winter night in January of 2014, I knew virtually nothing about comic books. I probably could not name one character in the entire DC or Marvel comic universe. Now, more than 4.5 years later, I am proud to say that I have seen at least 16 Marvel movies since that life-changing day. And I watched most of them willingly. Also, Thor was my favorite before Black Panther. Initially, I found your obsession with comics unusual for an adult man. But over time, as has often been the case throughout our relationship, you have opened my eyes and introduced me to new perspectives and experiences that have only broadened my understanding and deep appreciation of this world. Part of that appreciation is due to the realization that this world and my world are infinitely better with you in it. It isn't that I'm a different person with you, it's that you help bring out the best parts of me, parts I didn't even know existed before I met you. And every single day you encourage me to continue to reveal those parts of myself and be the best version of myself that I can be. You are the most kind, compassionate, thoughtful, sincere person I have ever met. Your concern for your fellow human being is unmatched by anyone I know. You possess this fiery desire that seems inherent in your nature to be as helpful and contributive as you can possibly be. From the first day I met you, I understood this about you. And it didn't take long for me to realize that this world and my world are infinitely better with you in it. A while back, it dawned on me that part of your altruistic nature actually comes from your admiration for the Marvel comic book characters you adored as a child and now as a man. But for you, the idea of a superhero is more than an imaginative form of escapism. It is an ideal, a standard you set for yourself that you strive every day to live up to. For you, the mission of fighting the evils of the universe and battling supervillains is parallel to righting the wrongs you identify in everyday life and making this world a better place than it was before you entered it. A few months ago, you told me that you've always viewed yourself as my protector. Jason Clarke, you may not possess superhuman abilities, but you are my superhero. The same sense of mission you apply to your daily life completely envelopes the love we share. I've asked you time and again, why do you love me so much? Not because I don't believe your love is real, but because a love this real and strong was just a fantastical notion to me more than 4.5 years ago. Sometimes it's so hard for me to believe I'm fortunate enough to share my life with someone who is driven by a desire to do whatever possible to contribute to my happiness at all times, and whose primary concern is my well-being, whose objective is to shield me from pain and danger, and who knows exactly how to nurse my wounds when you cannot. You support me in everything I do, spiritually, personally, and professionally. There's never been a time when you've discouraged me from anything. Instead, you encourage me to keep pushing when I want to give up. You help me see my potential when I cannot. You are both my coach and my number one fan. Beyond that, you love and appreciate me for me. No one understands me the way you do. No one else cradles my feelings with such gentleness and heartfelt concern the way you do. Your eyes pierce my exterior right through to my very core, to the essence of who I am. That is where your love lies. You taught me that the most important, most sacred thing a person can have is love. You have always, and you continue to, protect our love with every fiber of your being. And the thing is, you do not need a magical cape. You do not need a hammer made of the Asgardian metal Uru. You do not need bulletproof skin, a fist as powerful as iron, supernatural Wakandan herbs, spidey senses, a shield made of vibranium steel, or monster-like adrenaline to do it. Jason Clarke, this world and my world are infinitely better with you in it. You have everything you already need to be my superhero. That is what you have always been, and that is what you will always be to me. And I'm so honored and happy that from this day forward, you will also be my husband. I love you, Jason Clarke. I will follow you to the moon, Asgard, Wakanda, Ragnarok, Sakar, and back. Where you go, I go. We're in this together forever.
I hear from the superhero, Jason.
I taught her well. Standing here today, there's no other place I'd rather be. You know, I remember thinking back, pretty much my entire life, trying to figure out, where my place in this world is, and what my purpose is. And then one day, I meet someone named Nina, whose name literally means purpose, and everything changed. You are my sun, my moon, and my stars, and I will always love you. As we embark on this next chapter in our lives, there are 4 things that I want you to remember, and 4 things that I promise to you. The first is that I will wear slippers in the house to make sure I don't go to bed with dirty feet. The second is I will always travel everywhere with at least a little baggie with dates and walnuts in them to nourish you and keep your hunger, prevent your hunger. I promise to adore and cherish your old soul, which rather listen to Roberta Flack and Shaka Khan than 2 Chainz and Lil Yachty. And very apropos, I promise never to get jealous when the only question you have about a comic movie is when is the next door coming out. But equally important, I promise to spend every moment from this point on trying to figure out how I could be the truest version of myself. For you, for us, and for our family. And be here for you on those cold winter mornings to warm your insecurities. To help with any soft springs and help bring our love into action. In the gentle summers, to cherish the light that the sun brings. And in our autumn,
kiss your fingers, and say it was all worth it. You know, I know that one day we're going to be an amazing mother. Amazing mother who is kind and gentle and loving, just like her mom. And I promise I will do everything I can to be the man that you need and that you deserve, so that we can have an everlasting love, you know, like my parents. One thing you've always talked to me about is karma, and the idea that there is this universal law of cause and effect. That if you do something positive, that there is a proportional positive reaction that will occur. But if I'm being honest, karma never stuck with me. Because the truth is, there is nothing I could have ever done in my life to deserve you. These last 2 years, we have gone on 116 bus rides. We have gone 36,702 miles, just so each night we can spend it in each other's arms. So when I say that I will follow you wherever you go, you know that my words are true. You have stolen my heart, and you have given me a new life. I swear to always be yours. Those beautiful words. I have to ask this question. If there is anyone here who does not believe Jason and Nia should be lawfully married, please speak now or forever hold your peace. Thank you very much. You have the rings? Yeah, I think you do. I'm going to start with you, Jason. Jason, please take the ring and place it on her finger. Just remember which finger to place it on. There you go. Jason, do you take Nia to be your wife? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others and holding on to her and her only? I do. Nia, you have the ring? Please place it on his finger. Nia, do you take Jason to be your husband? Yes or no?
I do.
Now, do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect him, forsaking all others and holding only on to him?
I do.
Now, with the power vested in me as judge in the state of New York, I now pronounce you to be husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Okay, we're going to go forward with the tradition of jumping of the broom. Now, just to give you a little history. The tradition of jumping of the broom has its roots in an African tribal marriage. It became popular among African American slaves who could not legally marry, so they created their own ritual to honor their unions. Now, as our bride and groom jump, they physically and spiritually cross the threshold into the land of matrimony. It marks the beginning of the marriage. It marks a home together. It symbolizes the sweeping away of the old and welcoming in the new. It is also a call of support for the marriage from the entire community of family and friends, and also brings the bride and groom together. And this is a symbolic measure of their first act together as husband and wife. mess up. Ready? One second. Now, as they leap together over the broom, it's also symbolic. By taking the leap, they make a gesture of dedication to working together through tough times ahead, as well as the easy times. They leave behind the past, and they jump into the future together to secure their love. When I count to 3, we'll all count to 3 together and have them jump over the broom. Not trip, but jump. Get a little closer.
I'm trying to hedge it as much as possible.
And together with me, and I shout with joy as they perform their first act of working together as husband and wife. 1, 2, 3, jump! Congratulations.
Groomsman Obi Brooks with Angela Pink and Monique Waters. Round of applause. Next we have Brooklyn Collins Stewart, pronounced Sosie. Next we give it up to the beautiful, beautiful women.
being a part of their lives and wishing them many, many happy years of married life. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy.
he sits down next to Nia, and he pulls out this McDonald's cheeseburger, and he just starts eating it. And I was basically like, actually, I had a thought, and I shared it with Nia. I was like, this is who Jason is.
You inspire me in more ways than one, and I'm proud to be able to call you my sister. And Jason, the first time I met you, basically, he just makes you so happy, and I've seen you go through, I've seen you go through a lot, and to see him bring so much light into your life.
I never heard wedding vows like I heard today that brought tears to my eyes. Like, it must have brought tears to other people's eyes too.
She's a beautiful woman, so, you know, men were interested in her. And she made choices that, you know, a young person would make. But I've seen her date a lot of guys and be really interested in them. But it wasn't something that I felt like really reflected the true her until I met Jason.
To my brother and to my beautiful new sister. May God keep you. May God bless you. And to the two of you, may you love, cherish, protect one another from here for all time. I love you both. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
The AG as an intern doesn't pay too well, but Jason and I were there. And we were trying to say, cut corners on lunch. So Jason basically had the brilliant idea of getting and using the same plastic cup at this Burger King down the street. And we would just always go downstairs, refill it, and come right back upstairs. So I was like, this is the kind of guy I can get down with. We have the same proclivities. And this must have been about 15, 16 years ago now. And since that time, I'm really proud to be able to say that I not only consider you a friend, I consider you a brother. And I just want to say I love you. And Nia, you make his life so much better.
I'd like to just say in terms of a bit of fatherly advice, and I said this last night to Jason, is that you know, the waters of a relationship aren't always calm. You know, there are times when they get a little bit bumpy, but you have to always keep in mind that you don't marry the person that you can live with. You marry the person that you cannot live without. So,
Woo. That was a little too easy. That was a little too easy.